Our latest hero in the community? Why, it's Mountain Rottie Rescue. Today, let's meet Beans. He's a male lab, weighing 60 pounds, and he's almost 3 years old. Let's see how Mountain Rottie Rescue helps animals.
Hi, my name is Chris Phillips and I am a foster with Mountain Rottie Rescue. We are a rescue organization based in upstate New York. We have some folks down south, but most of our people are local right here out of Saratoga. I'm in Schenectady County. I'm currently a foster. I've been fostering for probably 8-9 years now. Absolutely love it, and in a second I'll take you out and introduce you to not only my current foster dog that I'm currently fostering, but also my 3 personal dogs, which are all rescues as well. I love doing rescue because the need is huge and the public awareness isn't totally there for it, so this is a great opportunity to introduce what rescue life is all about. When you look for a dog through a rescue organization, you have a much better in-depth feel for actually the dog because they're living in a home with people. When I meet families that are interested in my foster dogs, I tell them everything about the dog, good, bad, and indifferent. Some dogs are awesome that I get. Some dogs need a lot of training. Some dogs aren't housebroken. Most of the dogs that we get do have behavioral testing in the shelters that we work with that are really good. We do an application process which consists of actually going on to mountainrottierescue.org. We are a 501c organization. We take donations, which is pretty much how we run our organization. We fully vet all of our dogs, including spay, neuter, get them up to date on their vaccinations so that when you do adopt a dog from us, all you have to do is pretty much introduce them to your vet along with the paperwork. So why don't you come outside and meet some of our guys. So now we're outside. I'd like to introduce you to my husband, Gary. We pretty much always have a dog. Like I said, the need is huge. The folks that we work with, and we also help out locally, animal control, call us daily about dogs that are in high kill shelters, predominantly in the south, and also animal control here. We like to help locally whenever we can. We started off as a Rottweiler rescue. Most of the key people in the rescue are Rottie owners, but like I said, the need is so great, and when we find a dog that's highly adoptable that we know people are looking for in this area, we absolutely take them. So we've had maybe 10 maybe 10. We've had a really good luck lately. We had, I think the most we've had a dog is
over 10.
3 weeks maybe.
Oh yeah.
3 weeks. So as soon as we get the shot from the shelter and find a little bit about the personality of the dog from the behavioral assessments and what the shelter tells us about them, we get them instantly posted onto the Mountain Rottie Rescue page, which is also linked to Pet Finder, which you can pretty much go on and find if you're looking for a specific breed or you just want to browse available pets. You can always go onto our website to see what kind of dogs we do have, whether it is a Rottweiler or it isn't. We start the screening process usually as soon as we get the dog. I will touch base with people sometimes if I have a lag period that the dog isn't coming, just to let them know why they're not getting called. And then once we do get the dog, we will call and actually tell them more about the dog, send them better pictures. The pictures that we get from the shelter are kind of hard to get a feel for what the dog is like, size-wise, etc. So we start that process as soon as we get the dog and can speak better as to the dog. But Gary's jumped on board absolutely and helped. We run transport. So these dogs come, the dogs that come from Kentucky actually come on a transport. There's different organizations that do the transport, and they follow agriculture laws between the states, that if they're going between states. So they have to be in quarantine for so many days. They have to be up to date on all of their shots before they can travel state lines. So we work with those organizations. Of course, it is a fee that the rescue puts up front, along with any fees from the shelter for vetting. We try to get the dogs spayed or neutered prior to them coming if possible, and bordetella, distemper, etc., the main things that they need to come in. to this area. So the transport will start from Kentucky and usually drops off in one certain area where different shelters, rescues will meet and pick those dogs up. And then the rescue group itself will do what's called legs, where usually somebody goes from Syracuse to Oneonta, from Oneonta to Rotterdam, etc., all the way down to wherever the dogs have to go. So it's definitely a group effort to get these dogs here. We will run transport even if we're not taking a dog, and usually it's tying dogs, tethering dogs to different areas of the car, or borrowing somebody's van that we can fit crates in. I think how many
Cage between the middle, one in the back, two in the back seat, one on your lap.
Yeah, we do whatever we do. Last time we picked up 4 dogs because one got adopted at our pickup, which was awesome. Yeah. So one got adopted right from the pickup. So we brought 3 back to us. Beans was a stray in Kentucky, and once her stray hold is up, the shelter does what they can to either adopt them out, but they're so full. They're kennel on kennel. They even put kennels in bathrooms, in offices, in hallways. And unfortunately, they are a high kill shelter, so when space runs out, dogs get euthanized. They just don't have the choice. So the shelter really advocated for Beans. He came through. He's about 2 years old. He's a black lab mix. When he came to me, he had absolutely no manners. So depending on what kind of dog we get, they could, have no manners, never been in a house, and I honestly don't think that he had ever been in a house before, because he was afraid of things like the fan, the TV, the blow dryer. So it was very clear that he was most likely an outdoor dog, either tied or kenneled, and spent most of his life outdoors. He also had no social skills at all, had a hard time interacting with all of my dogs, and was overly excited by any kind of attention. So we've really worked with him. He's done 1 adoption clinic and did great. He has another adoption clinic tomorrow and another one the following week. So he'll get a lot of exposure to people, other animals. He's a great dog. He would do best with an active family. He's got a lot of energy. He'd be a great running partner, hiking partner, camping partner. He likes to be outside. But he's a good boy, super sweet. Like I said, the dogs do live in a family, so we do know their temperament, their personality, and what their needs are. When we interview families, we look for that, and we look for a match. We want everything to be successful, and that's why we do the processes that we do. So after the foster family makes the first contact, to just kind of talk about the dog, to see if it is something that they're interested in, to continue the application process. We do a vet reference check on any existing or prior animals, just to make sure that people are vetting their animals. We do 2 personal references, and then we actually do an application process, which is a little bit more in depth, as far as if a dog needs training, if a dog needs a fenced-in yard, things like that. Not all dogs do, but some do. So we just want to make sure that we're placing the right dog with the right family, which is what's really nice about going through a rescue, because you're getting a first-hand look at how the dog acts in a house as part of a family. So it's a little bit of a different situation than just going to a shelter and taking a dog that is going to act different in a shelter than they actually do in a home. So I know you're dying to meet the family that I keep talking about. So this is our family, including Beans, my rescue. Actually, all 3 of the dogs that I have that are permanent, forever dogs are all rescues. I never knew about rescue. I got 2 dogs from breeders. They were probably backyard breeders. They really didn't come with paperwork or anything. You didn't really understand all of that until I was actually introduced to rescue through a friend. And then when those dogs passed away from old age, when I lost my first dog, I ended up fostering because she was really lonely. And then they've kind of just come into that. So Jack's here. He was my first foster fail. I took him in as a foster and had lost my male previously. He just fit in with the female that I had at the time. So Jack's, he's been with me for about 5 years now. Then I lost my female, and Nala came in 2 days after my female passed away. She was a 6-month-old, unspayed Obviously female Rottie on Craigslist down in Yonkers, New York, which is not a good place for a dog, unspayed female at 6 months old. So we did a transport, had 3 people drive, and I got her that day out of that situation. So this is Beans. Hi, buddy. Beans is my foster right now. I've had him for it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, I believe. He's about a 2-year-old male from Kentucky. He was in a high kill shelter. I believe he was a stray, so they didn't really have a ton of information on him, but he's a lab mix based on his sit. Can you sit? Based on his long legs. I almost think he is maybe lab and Dane mix, but like I said, when I got him in, he had no manners at all. He fought with Jacks. 2 males sometimes can be a little bit trying. Sometimes when you get dogs in, you don't know. My dogs are pretty good. I take a lot of dogs in, and they're pretty good about letting friends, as we call them, come in and bunk with them while they're finding their forever home, and they're absolutely part of the process as far as training. Both of my dogs have been through obedience training, so they're very, very good at accepting other dogs. So Beans has come really far in 2 weeks. He was very, very jumpy, counter surfed, not housebroken, had a hard time being kenneled. Nala, come here. Nala loves everybody. It's those big mean Rottweilers that people are afraid of. But he's a great dog. Again, like I said, he'd do best in an active family. Rachel is a different story. She's actually local. She was dumped in a local park. She had recently had puppies. She was full of milk and actually still dripping milk when they found her. She was scared to death. So she was on a stray hold for 10 days at our local animal control, and they called us, being a Rottweiler organization, and asked us if we could come down and take a look at her. Whenever I go to somewhere like that where I'm have the opportunity to test a local dog, I'll bring Nala and Jax down with me to make sure that they get along and that it's going to be a fit in my home. They instantly hit it off. It took her a little bit to warm up because she was very, very scared. She was shaking. It was awful, and I ended up just sitting down on the middle of the driveway with her, and she slowly came over to me, and I knew that I couldn't leave her. So I went down there just taking a look at her and doing a behavioral assessment on her with my 2 dogs so we could try to place her, and ended up bringing her home that day. It took a while to get her healthy before we could spay her. So we had her for probably a month before we could actually spay her after having puppies herself. So don't know her history, don't know who would dump her and where her puppies are. Hopefully that her puppies are okay. But rescue's very sad sometimes because you read about the stories and you see the stories on Facebook and in the paper and in the news, and we live it every single day, and the pleas that we get every single day. I've had many dogs that were very broken. I've had dogs from hoarding situations. I've had dogs from abuse, cruelty cases, and those dogs always hold a special place in my heart for sure, because they need so much more. They need just to be able to gain your trust and know that not everybody's going to hurt them. People in general aren't bad, but those dogs are the dogs that when that moment, it's almost like a switch has been flipped, and you see them. They do. We call it the rescue sigh when they finally relax, and you just see their body relax, and they just kind of, you know that it's going to be okay and that they've relaxed with you. That's when we really start the process of getting them trained somewhat. I mean, we don't put all of our dogs through a full obedience training by any means, but we get them to the point where they can be social, they can go out, they can interact with other dogs and go into a home. So we do our best to housebreak them, get them to be able to walk on a leash, ride in a car. A lot of them have never ridden in a car. So we take several rides around the block with a lot of the dogs that we get, because everybody wants a dog that's going to ride in the car with them. Again, that's where my own dogs come in great. And when I got Jax, he would get sick. He would get so nervous and he would shake so bad that he would actually get sick in the car. So I would take him around the block every single night, or take him over to pick up milk or wherever, a couple minutes at a time. Now he can go anywhere, he can ride anywhere with anybody, he's great in the car. So we started doing that with Beans as well, because he was a little nervous. My son plays football, so he goes with me every day to pick my son up from football, so he gets used to the noises of the kids running by and shouting and yelling and different kids approaching the car. We really try to immerse them into any kind of activity that a family would do with them. So it's, we're a family that maybe doesn't have the background or the training, wouldn't be scared off by that kind of behavior from a dog. So we really do work with them, get them out and get them socialized, get them somewhat trained to be able to be a pet. Because like I said, most of them don't come from the best backgrounds. Some of them that I get are awesome, and you can tell that they've been somebody's pet. We get a lot of pets that have been surrendered to shelters when a family member passes away, and nobody in the family can take them. We just took 3 dachshunds that a family member had passed away and had 6 of them. One rescue took 3 and we took 3. They're currently with our group. They're about 6 years old. We take puppies. We take everything. So rescue is a great place to look for a dog, regardless of what breed, what age, anything that you're looking for. Chances are that a rescue has it. It's crazy to me when I get these pictures of these purebred dogs. I just took a purebred husky in. Absolutely beautiful dog. And she got adopted very fast. So we always tell people, don't shop, adopt. We can find whatever kind of dog you're looking for. So it's a great place to start with a rescue, even if you don't see the kind of dog you're looking for on our website or on a rescue website. Just reach out to the group and let them know what you're looking for. We get hundreds of pleas every single day. And we can't obviously take them all. Locally in our area, we probably have about 20, 30 foster homes that take different kinds of dogs. We have some people that will only do puppies. We have some people that will only do smaller breed dogs. We kind of take everything.
Whatever the need is.
Whatever the need is, especially when the shelter advocates for a dog that they feel is just a great dog. And it's got to be hard for the shelter as well, because they see these dogs come in and they know that not all of them are going to make it out. So it's a tough situation that they're in as well. So we definitely have formed a partnership with them, with animal control. Ready? Good boy. Come on, bring back. Good girl, Rage. Good girl, Rage. Good girl. Ready? Ready? Okay. Ready, man. Where's my boy? Who's my boy? You're a boy. So the adoption process with Mountain Rottie Rescue is to go onto our website at mountainrottierescue.org. Dogs are coming from everywhere. We pull from Kentucky, Texas, Florida. We work locally with our animal control. But say you're interested in adopting Mr. Beans here, who's a super nice boy. You would go online and you would submit an application. You can also reach out and email if you just wanted more information on him or any of the other dogs on our site. Or like I had said before, if there's a certain kind of dog that you're looking for, by all means reach out to us. We get pleas every single day from shelters pretty much all across the United States. We really do. We mostly work with the southern, eastern states, but we do get pleas from everywhere, even private people that are, dealing with an issue and needing to surrender an animal. So you can absolutely, reach out to us as well, and let us know if there's a kind of pet that you're looking for to begin the application process. You can also go on petfinder.com. You can search by breed, by animal. There's even ferrets, and we don't particularly take them, but we have in the past. You can pretty much search by any kind of animal or breed that you want. You can also search by rescue group or shelter to get an animal that you're interested in, and then somebody from the rescue would be contacting you to proceed with the application process and get you on a meet and greet. You can also check out local pet stores hold adoption clinics a lot. Beans is going to be at PetSmart this weekend. We do a lot up in the Clifton Park PetSmart location. We do big events through Mohawk Honda, and different organizations hold big pet adoption events, but it's a great chance to actually get out, walk around and meet some of the different animals and meet the different folks that work in the rescues. We pretty much all work the same. Most rescues do have an application process. We don't adopt directly from any of our events. But it's a great chance to get out and meet the dog, have your family meet the dog, and kind of find the right personality and fit for whatever your family is looking for. So because I am Mountain Rottie Rescue, my breed, my true love breed is the Rottweiler, which you can tell I've always had Rottweilers, but Gary's had a little bit of a different story growing up. So what is your take on the Rottweiler breed?
Well, I love them. I love them now. I mean, growing up, all my dogs were stray dogs, so I would find a dog, bring it home, and hope that I would be able to keep him. And then as I got older, I had a couple of smaller dogs. I had a dog over in Germany when I was in the service. But rescue is new to me since I met Chris and got involved in it. Now it's just, I mean, it's so rewarding to do and to see that what they go into from where they came, what they go through with us, and then they get passed on to their forever home. It's just, I mean, you really can't explain the feeling until you do it. But
And
I would like to keep them all, which I was warned that would happen. And we kept Rachel because
Rachel's his first. I had Jackson Nala when we met, but Rachel is your first Rottweiler.
Yeah, yes.
So what made you fall in
Yes.
love with Rachel?
I really don't know what made me, but when I saw her in the pool and she was swimming and just, I mean, coming from being dumped in the park to having a blast in the pool with us, it was like natural. She would just stay with us.
Yeah, she was pretty broke down when we first got her, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, yeah.
She was really, really scared. And it's so funny to me because he's such a big guy. And I'm always think that these animals are going to be afraid of a big guy, and they like him usually more than me. So it's great, but he definitely has animals sense people though, I think. I think they know.
Good thing.
I think they know when people have a good heart and people interact with them. We see somebody might come and they might think that they want a poodle, and then we have a Rottie there, and they meet a Rottie and they don't know enough about the breed, and they just instantly bond, and it's a different kind of connection that they didn't know existed or maybe weren't even looking for. I've always had Rotties. They're just a great dog. A lot of people are intimidated by them because they are so big. They have a horrendous bark. They are protective of your house, but they're also very loving. They're great family dogs. They're great with kids. My son has 10 kids over, and the Rotties are right in the mix with all the kids. Just very, very loyal. Very strong-willed and independent as well, but when they know that you're in charge of them and they know that they're going to be okay with you, then they're the best dogs ever.
Cute, isn't she?
How cute she is. Me, Jane. I know, I'm going to throw the ball for you in a second. I'm going to.
It's very rewarding, and it's great to see a family interacting with the dog and see the dog interacting with the family and knowing that it's the right fit. So I cry for two reasons, I guess. I cry because I'm sad that they're going, and I cry because I'm happy that we do the work that we do to make sure that the dogs do go in the right home. Dogs really love to play, and you definitely, to be a good dog owner, you definitely want to spend time with them. It not only bonds your relationship with them, but you can do anything with them as far as fetching and giving and off and all kinds of different obedience things as well with dogs. So you can help train them just by playing with them, but they need to be stimulated. They need tons of exercise. We play ball with these guys every single night, as well as take them for walks, take them for hikes, take them swimming. They definitely love and need the stimulation, especially if you work, which most people do. So they're home alone. Well, they got each other, but they're home. Beans, being a new dog, learning housebreaking and whatnot, is crated, as well as Rachel. So they're crated for about 7-8 hours a day, which is a lot. So getting them out and spending time with them not only bonds the dog to you and gives you a better relationship, but exercises them and stimulates them as well. So super important to get your dogs out and play with them. Thank you for taking the opportunity to learn about Mountain Rottie Rescue and just foster in general, getting a pet through a rescue. Again, this is Beans, and he is available with Mountain Rottie Rescue. Hope to hear from you and have an opportunity for you to meet some of our adoptable pets and meet some new folks and speak to them more about rescue in general. He's a good boy. Super lovely puppy, huh? You a good boy? Are you a good boy? Yes. Are you waiting for your forever home? Yes, you are. Oh, I know. You're going to get a super nice forever home. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, so lovey. Ah, Beans. You're a good boy. Mountain Rottie Rescue. You can go on mountainrottierescue.org. And you can also find us on PetFinder at petfinder.com. We're a 501c non-for-profit organization and a rescue group.
Well, welcome back. I'm still trying to bake the muffins. But finally, I think we're finished. I hope you enjoyed our show today. If you would like to make an order or donate muffins to charity, then please go to the website listed below. With every muffin order, we donate muffins to the charity of your choice. I call it giving your dough to charity. I also encourage you to donate directly to the featured charity today by going directly to our website and getting their information. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on dancing through life by giving to others through love. Let me finish baking these muffins, and see you next time.